As football fans, we all have that one player that represents us on the pitch with hard work, determination, and being there when we need them. And for me, that is Lukas Jutkiewicz. He scored goals that have kept us in the division. He scored goals when I needed them. And to spend an afternoon in his company was one of the greatest days of my life. Just a quick one. This was recorded back in March before the Juke was injured. So let's get into it. So I wanted to get into it because I think every fan at a club will have that sort of one player that, I don't know, just like represents the club, like the loyalty with everything like that, and just the way they're portrayed on pitch. And for me, that's you. When, as a footballer, how great has it been for you just to have this loyalty to one club? And when does that actually become a thing in your head?
Yeah, it does become a thing because you feel very attached to the club, to the people, the staff that work here, that work really hard behind the scenes. Like I said before, my kids were born in Birmingham, so you feel more of an attachment there as well. Now? They are, yeah. My son, he combines Birmingham and Solihull Moor, so he keeps it local.
Oh, that's
at least.
Good. Yeah, like that.
He likes the both. Yeah. So everything like that really gets into your system, and it means more to you after you've been at a club for a certain amount of time. And I just feel like I've attached myself to this club and feel like the values that people demand are things that I value myself.
Was there a moment for you like when that sort of almost becomes a thing almost? Obviously, you're 8 seasons?
8th season, yeah.
8th season now. Is it like 3rd, 4th, you're like, right, I can actually... But I suppose football changes just so much as well.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah. But, well, exactly, especially at this club. So I don't think you ever get to that, because there's always a situation where you might not be wanted, or before I came here, I think the most I'd spent at a club was 2 years perhaps, so right. You're well aware that things can change very, very quickly. That I felt like a connection to this football club, but if a new manager comes in and doesn't see you as a part of it, then of course things can change very quickly, especially for strikers. That seems to be the case.
And is that a thing for you? Because as fans we all know what you can bring to the equation, but obviously a manager comes in, I was going to do how many managers have you been through here, but there's been
13, 14, I think, yeah. I think it's about that, yeah.
So are you having to prove yourself every time, do you feel? Or is that just the same for every player?
Yeah, I think you have to prove yourself every time, but that's whether you've got a new manager or not. You have to, in my view, keep proving yourself every day on the training field to your teammates, to yourself, to your manager. But particularly if someone comes in with new ideas, and football's a game of opinions. People want certain things from their players, and another manager might come and want something totally different, so you have to be adaptable.
Do you think you get boxed off as a certain category of a striker, like too easy by, maybe not fans so much, but maybe managers when they come in, they go, Juke's this sort of player, and that's that?
Perhaps, yeah. I think that part of that's a manager's job, to come in and read their squad and say, right, I think that they're capable of doing this, and I think they're not so capable of doing that. That's part of their role, and they have to make judgments, and they have to live and die by that.
Yeah.
But ultimately,
does that come with a bit of, like, I imagine when you're younger, you're like, he's not picking me, you're like, he's not there. So.
Yeah, you do get to understand things a little bit more. And you have to be balanced, because ultimately you can't be too high, too low. For me, I try to keep it as simple as possible, to just maintain the work ethic, and everything else should take care of itself. Then you don't allow anyone to point a finger at you if you keep working hard and hopefully change your circumstances.
Did you feel under certain managers that you were like that sort of break glass and emergency sort of player, when for me, like, you should have been starting all the time, really?
Yeah, sometimes perhaps, yeah. Sometimes I think managers have, maybe an ideal way in which they want to play, for various reasons. That whatever the remit might be for them going into a club, they might have to play a certain way. And I guess, like you touched on before, the way that I play does get pigeonholed a little bit into a certain style of football.
Yeah.
But yeah, it comes down to opinions, and then you have to just try and work hard trying to change those opinions, and make sure you're ready. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Yeah,
but like, I was watching your goals this morning, like, just going back through it, and like, you go from the back post header to the goal at Bristol City.
I mean,
that should win the Puskas Award for me. Do you know what I mean?
You sound a little bit biased, but
maybe a little bit. Yeah, the Birmingham Puskas.
Yeah.
But I think that just shows that, like, you've got so much to your game in that sort of respect. And in terms of, I don't want you to reveal anything, but like, obviously with the future, do you plan on being here for a few more years if you can?
Yeah, if I can, certainly. I really enjoy playing football still. I really enjoy the fact that this gets to be my living. I don't take it for granted. I think I don't ever want to do that. I come in and I enjoy my work. My body feels good still, and whilst that's still the case, I want to keep playing. So certainly for a couple of more years I want to play. But yeah, like I say, until I stop enjoying it so much, or if I get out of bed and things hurt a little bit too much, then it's obviously
do more cold plunges.
That's it. Yeah, well, I have to spend the whole weekend in there. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, as long as that's the case, I'll still keep playing.
Who have you? I'm going to exclude everyone that's here at the moment. Who have you really enjoyed playing up front with? Maybe not be a striker. It might be a striker or like in and around. Who have you enjoyed really linking up with that's not here now?
I think the obvious one is probably Shay Adams. I think we had a really good understanding.
That's a great season as well.
I did enjoy it. I think for a lot of reasons really. I think we had difficult periods with the points deduction. Yeah. I think Gary Monk was great at sort of galvanising everybody, creating that siege mentality throughout the club, and bringing the whole club together, fans, staff, players, and we really felt like one club. Yeah. But Shay certainly. I think we complemented each other. There were things that I struggled to do that he was really good at, and then I was able to do things that he didn't perhaps feel so natural doing. Do
you like look out? Like obviously, when he got his move, there was that big thing of like he wasn't scoring to start with.
Yeah.
Now he's really found his feet there back in the Championship. Like, do you still stay in contact with Shay? And
yeah, I still speak to Shay. Yeah. It was great to see him the other week, and I just knew he was going to, didn't you? Unfortunately. But I'm from Southampton myself as well, so a lot of my friends are big fans of Shay's.
You go down Jesters much?
Jesters not anymore.
No?
Yeah, I think that was where all my friends were when they were at university. That was the place to go. Jesters. Oh, okay. Yeah, so a few of my guys were at Solent as well, actually. But yeah, Jesters were the one where you have to peel your feet off the floor.
Yeah. 50p drinks, £5
just don't touch anything.
Just don't touch anything. You'll have a great night.
But yeah, so I enjoyed it. I still speak to Shay, and he's doing great, as we knew he would. But I think, again, it was a similar thing with Birmingham. Actually, he was a confidence player, so it was really that he needed that run of games, that faith from the manager. And once he started scoring goals, he became a different player. And I think Southampton have seen that as well.
Yeah. One player that we have to mention that you played with in your time is Jude Bellingham. Yeah. I mean, people often who aren't Blues fans that are mates go, "You did well finding that Jude Bellingham." I'll be like, any young player that comes out of Birmingham Academy straight away, I'm bringing him up. It just happens that he's literally the best player in the world.
Yeah, it just happens to be that case. Yeah, exactly. I mean, what a talent! What a talent.
Do you remember some of the first days?
I remember. So I remember the first training session he had with us. Actually, he was still at school. Gary Monk was our manager, and he came in. He was still in his school uniform. I think they'd given him some time off to come in, and he was training with the first team. And he was phenomenal on the first day. It was incredible. I remember, I'm not going to name who it was, but he had the ball, he had the goal in his sights, shaped to shoot, and he last minute chop, sent this experienced centre half that might have been the captain at the time, sliding all the way over there, and just rolled it in the bottom corner. And this was probably 15 at the time. I just couldn't believe how composed he was, and really respectful to everyone as well, as he's chopped the club captain. But really did
apologise
respectfully. But very mature, good family. So it was really no surprises that he's gone to do well. But whether you knew he was going to go and do that well, I don't think anybody saw him coming. Really, it's been incredible. And I think we're, as a club, as a city, really proud of him. To be associated with him in his journey, really. Yeah,
and is that something now we sort of speak of you of being here for so long and like representing the fans? Is that like when you see him in a Madrid shirt making his England debut, that's like he's one of ours?
Yeah, exactly that. You are proud to be associated with someone that's gone and achieved so much at such a young age, and I've no doubt that he's going to go on and achieve even more. My son collects all these football cards, and he's got his Jude Bellingham ones, and I keep reminding him, your dad played with him. He's like, you told me that.
He didn't chop me.
Yeah, that's it. I was just backing up the play. Yeah, but what a talent, and a really good person as well, which is just as important.
Love that. And then in terms of you, I mentioned the Bristol City goal, but maybe not your most stylish goal, but what's been your favourite goal that's like meant the most to you? Because I've got a few.
You got a few, have you?
Last game of the season against Fulham.
Yeah, I liked that one. I enjoyed that one. That was a great day.
And my favourite goal that was a header of yours is probably Nottingham Forest.
Oh, away, yeah, they've got the fade away.
Doesn't
yeah,
even
just falling over.
Doesn't
and put
work
it back.
angles-wise still. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was. That's up there for me. On a personal level, when I captained the team out on the last home game of the season against Wigan under Gary Monk. My son was mascot, so he walked out with me and I scored the goal. So that was for a personal, for me and my family, a really, really proud moment. But when you talked about that Fulham game on the last game of the season, it roasting hot day, wasn't it?
Yes.
They were going for promotion. I think they were 25, 26 games unbeaten, and we needed a result in order to make sure we could stay up. And to a man, I remember everyone was just on it, and we really fought for each other, and we managed to score the opening goal, and it was just a really, really good day. And it felt like, because we'd had such a good end to the season with Gary Monk, that there was that real unity and that real optimism for the club moving forward. So I enjoyed that day.
And then, I mean, you have been, like I always say, the fact that there's not a documentary been about probably even in your last 8 years at this club, like it has been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
When new players are coming in, do you have to be like, right, this is what St Andrews can be like, this is what the club can be like? There's going to be ups and downs, but just trust me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was hard during the pandemic years because a lot of players came in and didn't know what a full house at St Andrews looked or felt like as well. So you had to keep reminding them, by the way, when we get these fans back and the place is rocking, you won't heard much atmospheres like it. I'm not going to lie, it's been difficult periods at the club. I'm sure it's been well documented. It's been pretty turbulent. But one thing that we've always had is that the fans have just kept coming in their droves, and when we've needed them most, they turn up and they create that atmosphere, like I was talking about the Fulham game at the last game of the season. And I think that's what makes this club special. We've got that resilience with the football club. Love that.
Right, we are here thanks to EAFC. Stephen will remind me. Your card, Juke. No, I think this is disrespectful.
Right, okay. That's about right. No, that's disrespectful. Come on.
Yeah.
Can't give me 50.
No. We're dribbling, I mean, Bristol City.
Exactly. Have you seen that? Yeah.
Send the show reel in. 74, that can be stronger.
I think so, yeah. We've been in the gym, haven't we?
It's all about getting your bum out when you're
Exactly,
striking,
that's right, yeah.
Pinning the defender.
So have you seen me defending set pieces? Come on, you've got to give me more than 40.
Yeah. I'd put you in at centre back if it gets really bad here.
Yeah, exactly. Why only if it gets really bad, yeah?
No, well, you're so good at top.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
You saved it, yeah.
Well done, well. What overall rating?
66. Out of what? 100?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you 99. But
I think
I'd just flip them
over. Yeah, we're good with that. I'll take it.
Just before we finish, thank you very much for your time. Been a real bucket list day for me, so I really appreciate that.
No, my pleasure. It's great to meet you.
I spoke to Ethan Laird earlier. The big thing is the fans, is the project. We speak about it a lot. Like we said, you've seen it all. With these owners and with what we're here at now, do you really believe in that? And can I 1 more year, 2 more years, 3 more years?
Yeah, I mean,
sign you up now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Where do
I sign? But yeah, I think there's a lot of reason to be optimistic. Yeah, we're going to need the fans to help get us over the line this season. But moving forward, this club, these owners, they're here to really invest in not only the club, the city. So I'm really excited for the football club's future, and it's about us making sure that the short term gets us over the line, so that they can implement their longer term plan.
Right, keep right on, Juke.
Keep right on. Good to meet you.
Love that.